Okay, so he got that face-to-face meeting, as we know, with Xi Jinping. He's back after that trip to China now, Dave. How successful do you think that trip to China was? How successful and necessary?
Look, I think China is an important commercial, economic and trading partner, and it's good that Anthony Albanese went. I support him making a visit. It does not seem, though, that we made a lot of progress on issues that were important to us, whether it's market access for blueberries, for instance, whether it's normalising our trading relationships, whether it's assurances from China's leadership about provocative and aggressive actions directed towards the Australian Defence Forces in international waters or international airspace, or whether it's, the provocative circumnavigation and live fire exercise off our coast. And my read of it is that Chinese state media has basically portrayed Anthony Albanese's visit as that of a supplicant. Now, I don't think that was Anthony Albanese's intention, but that's clearly how Chinese state media has portrayed this visit, and I don't think that's a good position for us to be in.
Is that to irritate the Americans, though, do you think?
Well, I think the message that China is seeking to broadcast here is, look, countries like Australia, close US allies like Australia, are coming to pay fealty to Xi Jinping and recognise China's dominance in this century and in this region. Other countries should get on board. And I think it's unfortunate that Australia has, under Anthony Albanese, has allowed itself to be portrayed in that way. The visit, the choreography, the messaging, it does not look like Anthony Albanese took a firm set of messages to Beijing, just as we would expect him to do with any other country.
So you might have just heard that item, that news that we've got, that there looks as though there's some progress on a Trump-Xi Jinping meeting. I mean, what would you be looking for on that front?
Well, for a Trump-Xi Jinping meeting, that is important. The US-China relationship is an incredibly important one, not only for Australia, but for world peace and prosperity and security. But I don't think there's any doubt that President Trump will go with a firm set of messages, and he will be seeking to broadcast his own, prosecute his own interests and broadcast his own interpretation of that, rather than just going as a visitor to be told, what to expect from China and to get on board with China's vision for the 21st century.
Okay. Well, just closer to home, Dave, just a final point here. The year begins in earnest tomorrow. The Prime Minister's already got a shot across the bow to the Liberals, the Nationals and the Greens as well, not to obstruct things, because it has a mandate, and it does, considering the margin of victory, plus the opinion polls aren't in great shape for the Libs and Nats as well. Will you obstruct? What are you going to do? What's the plan for this, at least the next fortnight?
No, look, we want to work with Labor to address Australia's fundamental problems. I mean, the truth is, Peter, that our country is in stagnation. We've got living standards flatlining. We've got housing that remains unaffordable. We've got productivity which is at 2016 levels. These are all problems that Labor has exacerbated or made worse during its last 3 years in office. We want them to fix it now. I can't say the signs are positive, but we need to fix our productivity. We need to improve our living standards. We need to get government spending under control. We need to balance the fiscal books again. We will work with Labor constructively on all of those if they are prepared to actually grasp the nettle and deal with these challenges.
Good to see you as always this morning, Dave. Talk to you again soon.